For more than a couple of centuries, hundreds, if not thousands of men from all over the world have made their way to the small, mysterious island on the south coast of Nova Scotia in search of that one thing that motivates all men: wealth. This is because anyone who knows anything about Oak Island knows that, or are at least privy to the rumors of hidden treasure on the island. None of them cared about who the treasure belonged to, be it a famous pirate long gone or a wealthy monarch long deposed by their subjects. All they cared about is where X marked the spot, and Lord knows it was their sworn mission to find the treasure that will change their lives forever. Unfortunately, none of these men have found their fortune on Oak Island. Well, at least not until now. That is because recently, as our title says, it seems that this elusive treasure has been found, or at least some adventurers are on the verge of making this groundbreaking discovery. Can this be true? Will the Lagina brothers and their crew unearth the hidden treasure that has evaded many over the last 200 years? Let's hop on board and find out as we embark on a journey to the legendary Oak Island. New developments on the Curse of Oak Island show has led many to believe that the Lagina brothers and their crew have finally discovered gold within the legendary money pit, which is literally ground zero for this search for treasure. We say this because back in 1795, the search for treasure on Oak Island was sparked when Daniel McGinnis, a resident of the island at the time, came across a circular impression on the ground. Together, he and his buddies dug about 30 feet into the ground, and although they came across some encouraging items such as planks and an inscribed stone slab in what is now known as the money pit, they were ultimately unable to find the gold that was rumored to be buried on the fabled island. This should have been a warning to those who heard the rumors of gold, because none of those who made their way to the island have ever unearthed that box of treasure. Nonetheless, the money pit has remained a point of interest to many, and this doesn't exclude the Lagina brothers. Plowing through the land around the money pit, the group actually made some fascinating discoveries in the C1 cluster. The most interesting of these discoveries seem to be the evidence of wooden tunnels, which date back to the 1400s. Perhaps even more intriguing to those looking for treasure is the discovery of gold and silver in the area, which has led to conjecture on the site of the original money pit, and that there is a chance that the aforementioned wooden tunnels may lead to the treasure room. Keen to find anything that would lead to the discovery of treasure, the crew kept their ears open to any information that would bring about any breakthrough in this expedition. Maybe they will find that elusive treasure stowed away in a hidden treasure room. As the B4C shaft draws ever closer to reaching a depth of 90 feet, the team cannot help but wonder how 15th century people were able to construct such elaborate tunnels, and if they truly did, could it be that they were actually trying to hide something from the world? Could that thing actually be a treasure? As the team dug deeper into the earth, they could barely hide their excitement and anticipation as they revealed at the prospect of drawing closer and closer to their dreams of unearthing treasure that must be hundreds of years old. This anticipation was encouraged by the discovery of some gold in the water. Digging steadfastly, they soon came across some more encouraging items such as stray pieces of woods, and perhaps more importantly, a large iron fastener which was believed to have been made in the 1800s or perhaps even earlier, which tells us that the treasure hunting activities may have occurred long before the discovery of the money pit. Another important item that was discovered is a hand-forged spike, which quickly drew the group's interest, especially because it had the potential of opening the doors to the island's history. Encouraged, the team kept on digging until they were forced to stop, thanks to the presence of bedrock 130 feet deep into the B4C shaft. They must have been devastated when they heard that this would likely bring their digging to an end this year. However, the team remained encouraged by the evidence of gold they found in all 5 steel shafts they had dug up in Oak Island. Going forward, they realized that they must acquire new and improved technology in order to efficiently carry out their search for treasure, especially as they have the scientific evidence that proves that there are precious metals such as gold and silver on the island. Furthermore, each new hole and find such as the hand-forged spike gives them the optimism they need in order to continue their search for treasure on the island. Eager to learn more about the iron spike that they discovered at a depth of 100 feet, the team ensured that it went through the process of radiocarbon dating in order to determine its age. Thanks to this testing carried out by Carmen Legg, a blacksmithing specialist, the group was able to learn that the iron spike came from a medieval rock drill, which connected it to a pair of swagas that was discovered by the crew about 2 years ago. This implied that the items were used to hone and sharpen rock drills. This added more fuel to the rumors that treasure must have been hidden on the island for many centuries, if not millennia, as these items were linked to a medieval drill. The presence of these items also encouraged the group to believe that they must be drawing closer and closer to the legendary treasure, as the drill may be linked to those who buried treasure on the island. As they draw closer to their goal, the team cannot help but wonder what could be hidden underneath the island. Although they do not have these answers, the Legina brothers are grateful to those who support them in this arduous task. After all, during the height of piracy, which was a period between the 17th and the 18th century, it is believed that Oak Island was a safe haven to those criminals looking to stash their cash. However, as people started to search for this treasure, the pits soon got flooded, thanks to the island's strange location. Unfortunately, this is one of the many reasons that treasure hunters have failed on their mission on Oak Island. Nonetheless, as we all know, this has never stopped them from. In fact, during the more than 2-century-long excavation mission on the island, the treasure hunting area expanded from the initial money pit, as the treasure hunters were willing to dig up the entire island just so they could unearth their fortune. Interestingly enough, none of these men, even the Legina brothers, are fully certain about what they're looking for. Some speculate that the treasure must be the ill-gotten wealth that was stolen during the golden age of piracy by famous pirates such as Blackbeard, the ferocious English pirate who pillaged the unassuming ships traveling around West Indies and the eastern coast of Britain's North American colonies. Eager to put an end to the reign of terror inflicted by Blackbeard and other pirates, the governments of countries in Europe signed the Treaty of Utrecht, which brought an end to the War of Spanish Succession in 1713, which meant that pirates were no longer supported in the colonial parts. You can imagine how these men may have rushed to a secluded island such as Oak Island so that they could hide their treasure from those who sought to claim it. However, this still hasn't put an end to the questions as to who buried their treasure in the money pit. Geological studies suggest that the money pit wasn't a man-made vault. Instead, the studies suggest that the island's bedrock was susceptible to deterioration due to erosion caused by the Ellisland's surrounding waters. This resulted in the creation of an underground network of vaults and caverns which could actually collapse at any time, thereby creating dangerous sinkholes. Despite this danger, many will still make their way to the island, especially after they watch the Curse of the Oak Island TV show. Serving as a point of inspiration to many, the Legina brothers have ensured that the enigma of Oak Island will continue to permeate the minds of men for many years to come. That's it for this video. Feel free to explore our previous videos to get your mind blown. Also, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified whenever we upload an intriguing content. Until next time, goodbye.